Debt, savings, or investing, what's actually the right strategy for you? Every type of financial expert has their own opinion on the best place to start, but the problem is they never consider your financial situation in their formula or their advice. And the truth is there is no one-size-fits-all answer, but there is a smart way to figure out exactly what to prioritize so that it works for you. If you've ever felt stuck trying to decide, this video will give you the exact strategy to follow so that you can make the best money moves for your future. Not everyone is a broke 24-year-old fresh out of college with a huge amount of high-interest student loans to pay off. And not everyone is a middle-aged, financially struggling single mom with no retirement account set up. But so many financial experts toss out advice that is supposed to work for both of these extremes. Saving, investing, or paying off debt is such a difficult question to answer because your money priorities should be based on your personal financial situation, not just the generic formula some financial expert put together for the average case scenario. Hey everyone, I'm Rose Colburn, and I'm here to help you take control of your personal finances so you can create a life you truly love. I keep financial freedom real, attainable, and BS-free because no one should feel like wealth is out of reach. If you're tired of financial advice that sounds good but doesn't actually work in real life, you're in the right place. So if you've ever wondered, should I be paying off debt first or should I be investing? And what about savings? This video is going to clear it up for you because the best money moves aren't about following the rules. They're about following a strategy that actually fits your life. So let's take a look at these two real-life scenarios a bit closer. Joe, he just graduated college and now he's about 30, maybe 40,000 in debt with barely any savings. He's landed a good job, but he's starting at the bottom, which means his income will be pretty low for the next couple of years. Now, Susan, on the other hand, has already tackled most of her high-interest student loans and only has her low-interest loans left. But now, as a single mom, the income that once boosted her two-income household barely covers basic expenses, leaving her constantly stressed about how to make ends meet. And to top it all off, she has nothing saved for retirement. Now, if you ask the average financial expert what Joe and Susan should do first, they'd probably give you the exact same advice. Pay off your debt before doing anything else. But does that actually make sense for both of them? Okay, let's flip it. If you had to give them advice, would you tell them to do the same thing? Should Joe, who's fresh out of college with decades of earning potential ahead of him, follow the same strategy as Susan, who's struggling to keep her household afloat right now? Probably not. And this is exactly why so many people struggle to figure out the right financial move, because the advice they're given doesn't take into account their real life circumstances. And the biggest mistake most people make, thinking they have to choose between paying off debt, saving, or investing. The truth is you don't have to pick just one. You need a balanced approach that adapts as your financial situation changes. If you go all in on paying off debt, you might leave yourself with no savings, and one emergency could put you right back into debt. If you go all in on investing, you might miss out on saving money from paying off high-interest debt first. And if you only save but never start investing, well, you're stalling your financial progress instead of building long-term wealth. So instead of an all or nothing approach, let's talk about the simple decision-making process that shows you exactly where to start putting your money first so that you can build financial security without second-guessing yourself. So how do you know exactly where your money goes? This answer is simple. Before focusing on debt payoff or investing, you need to build a strong financial foundation. Think of it like a pyramid. If you try to invest or throw everything at debt without first securing your foundation, you're just setting yourself up for financial instability. Stability is the first place to start. It's important to make sure that you have your basic essentials covered: rent or mortgage, food, transportation, and basic minimum debt payments. Now, most people who are trying to decide between saving, investing, or paying off debt pretty much have these essentials covered. But where so many go wrong is skipping their freedom fund or emergency fund, as so many people call it. I call it a freedom fund because it gives you flexibility and control over your finances, unlike a traditional emergency fund that feels more restrictive. So even if you're focused on paying off your debt, you still need a small safety net. Without it, every unexpected expense can throw you right back into debt, and you'll never actually break the cycle. So before anything else, make sure you have a foundation set aside for emergencies. It doesn't have to be huge, but this buffer keeps you from relying on credit cards or loans whenever something goes wrong. The exact amount that you need depends on your financial situation, and it's part of your overall financial plan. Being able to cover your essentials and having a freedom fund in place is the foundation that allows you to start building the life that you've always dreamed of. From here, the next step is knowing how to balance your money between saving, investing, and paying off the debt. With a solid foundation in place, it's time to put together that plan to start accomplishing your financial goals. So let's break this down into 3 clear steps. The first step is deciding where your money should go. Your strategy depends on your financial situation and the goals that you've set up in your financial plan. But the key takeaway here is you don't have to pick just one. The smartest financial moves often involve a balance between debt payoff, saving, and investing. So how do you decide where to start? Here's a simple breakdown. If you have high interest debt like credit cards, personal loans, payday loans, these are your biggest financial leaks, and they can drain your money faster than almost anything else and make it harder to reach your financial goals. So you need to take an aggressive approach to things like this. You need to prioritize paying these ones off quickly, but don't ignore your saving and investing completely. Even a small contribution keeps your momentum going while you're focusing on this debt. If your debt is more manageable, like it's low interest student loans, a car loan, or a mortgage, then with these lower interest rates, you have more flexibility. So instead of rushing to pay off everything, you can balance debt payoff while also building up your savings and investment. So you need to decide how to split the extra money based on your long-term goals. And the mistake that a lot of people make is thinking they have to pick just one of these strategies. The real reality is most smart money moves involves a mix of strategies. The key here is to use your financial plan to guide how much and where you allocate your money. And this gives you the best of both worlds. You're eliminating debt while also building financial security for the future. Now that you know where your money should go, let's talk about how to actually put this plan into action. One of the biggest challenges people face once they decide where their money should go is figuring out how much to make real progress without feeling stuck or overwhelmed. And it's easy to overthink your choices and end up doing nothing at all. That's why after deciding where your money should go, the next step is to set financial milestones that keep you focused and on track. Your financial milestones are created from the goals that you want to accomplish. So most financial goals come down to 3 things. One is eliminating debt, which is paying off what you owe so you can stop throwing money at interest. 2 is creating freedom, which is building your savings so you no longer have to live paycheck to paycheck. And 3 is building wealth, which is investing so you can start making your money work for you. But here's the key. Instead of only looking at the big goal, break it down into smaller, achievable milestones. So let's talk about how to set your first milestone. So if your goal is to pay off debt, then you want to start with a specific, realistic milestone. Like maybe you want to pay off, say, 25% of your credit card balance, or you want to eliminate one high-interest loan first. Maybe your goal is financial freedom. So then you want to focus on increasing your savings by setting a milestone to save maybe a month's worth of expenses, or maybe add $500 to your freedom fund. Or if your goal is to build wealth, then maybe your first milestone could be simply opening an investment account and contributing 50, maybe $100 to get started. Setting financial milestones eliminates the guesswork. You always know your next steps, which gives you the confidence and the momentum to keep moving forward. Once you hit your first milestone, it's easier to stay motivated because you can see your progress in real time and start working towards the next milestone. And speaking of progress, the last step is what makes sure you're actually following through. And let's talk about how to take consistent action. Once you know your financial priorities, the key is to take action right away. Even if it's a small step, start where you are. Look at your financial milestones and decide on one step you can take immediately. If you're prioritizing debt, then that could be putting an extra $25 towards your balance today. If you're focusing on building savings, maybe you transfer $10 into your Freedom Fund now. If investing is your goal, go ahead and open up that investment account. Maybe you want to fund it right away. It's not about how much that you start with. It's about getting started. And before we wrap up, there's one major thing that I want to talk about that derails most financial progress for so many people, and that's doing nothing. I get it. When you have multiple goals competing for your money, like paying off debt, saving, and investing, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. But the worst thing you can do is stay stuck in indecision. So here's the 3 big don'ts that I want you to remember. Don't let indecision keep you stuck. The longer you wait, the harder it is to start. Don't wait until you have more money to start saving or investing. Even small amounts and add up over time. And 3, don't ignore debt just because it feels too big to tackle. Consistent effort, even in small steps, makes all the difference. Even if you can only make small moves right now, those small moves compound over time, and taking action now is what separates people who stay stuck from those who actually reach financial freedom. Too many people get stuck waiting until they have more money or until things feel more stable. But the truth is, there will never be a perfect time. The best time to start was yesterday, and the second best time to start is today. Now that you have a clear plan for maximizing your money, the next step is making smart financial decisions that set you up for long-term success. Watch this video next to learn what you need to do. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.